What is slowly dying off or disappearing? Fireflies. They mostly rely on the bioluminescence of their fellow species in order to attract for mating. However, due to increasing urbanization, which is also increasing use of artificial lighting, street lamps, their presence are dwindling. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and thankfully, due to a combination of more people going with native landscaping and an even larger number just not giving two shits about their yards, combined with some fantastic public parks that also don't get crazy pesticide lawn treatments, we have the healthiest pollinator population in the state. This means we also have tons of beautiful lightning bugs. So I'm not sure light pollution is a big driver of the problem. I would be inclined to blame people turning their lawns into green wastelands. Grass isn't green. Bring nature back to your yard and enjoy the sights and sounds. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Thanks everyone. I should add that this is heavily dependent on where in STL you are. Ironically, the more desirable places are going to have significantly fewer because of the way people treat their lawns. I am referring specifically to St. Louis City's residential areas and parks. If you live in the county, they'll be a lot more scarce. Again, stop killing everything at the expense of grass. Iodine in salt. Seriously, go to the grocery store and see how many brands of salt show this salt does not provide iodine, a necessary nutrient. Fun fact, a lack of iodine can cause cretinism in babies and children. It's not just an insult, it's an actual devastating medical condition. Iodized salt was actually responsible for IQ increase in the US. Lack of iodine was a major problem not many decades ago. Goiters used to be a thing. Especially along the Jewish population, as they didn't get iodine from shellfish. 'Cause they do generally eat shellfish. Unless they're Ilana Glazer and they brought their EpiPen. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Giraffes, they've become an endangered species. Coral reefs. Roller skating rinks frown. Which is so sad because we have one in my town that used to be the life of the party. Every night it was going up. It's huge, it has a 3-story crazy maze too. Everyone had their B-day parties there. Now it's only open some obscure hours like Wednesdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah, Teresa roller skating place near me. I remember going as a kid. In year 12 we went there for a P class and the place was so dead. All the arcade machines were so old. Like some from the 80s. The place was falling apart. Almost felt abandoned. Affordable housing for young adults edited to add. People who ain't from where I live find the need to tell me I'm wrong if I don't look for a home in a larger city. I am from the Netherlands and the last place I would look for to buy a home is from larger cities. I don't like the massive crowds, it makes me really uneasy and I feel the urge to escape from the location. Just got a 1-bedroom 740 square feet for $1,300 used and that's considered cheap. I'm in Texas. A 1-bedroom used to be around $700 5 years ago. Edit. I'm in Fort Worth, TX to be exact for those asking. About a 30 minutes drive from Dallas. My rent was $900 3 years ago. It's going up to $1,250 this year. It ain't fair. Privacy. It's funny that there are so much laws and shit that say they value our privacy while in reality some shit ass Facebook will still steal your data even though that's against your privacy. They value your privacy because it's something they can sell. They meant what they said, most people just don't realize which way it's intended. Affordable housing, just when I started looking for my first home frown. Median house price in southern Tasmania, Australia, where I live has hit $1 million. I'm gonna have a fun time finding a house. Adelaide here, husband's GP complained he's being priced out. Offered $350,000 over asking. Sellers said no and went to auction, got $500,000 over auction. In goddamn Adelaide. Because individual buyer can't compete with national and international property acquisition companies. It is not just some rich guy outbidding you. It's a conglomerate with bottomless capital. And you will never beat them because if they have to pay $1 million over asking price, they can and will do it easily because they aren't looking for somewhere to live. They're looking to control the housing market by owning most of the property in a given area. In my city, 3 rental companies own 85% of the standalone, not apartment, rental properties. They dictate the market and they are clearly involved in price setting, But because it's more of an unspoken agreement rather than a contract written in a dark backroom, it's totally legal. It should be illegal. Family reunions. I was born in '83 and I can remember going to one every year for both sides of my pop's family and just one side of my mom's. It's definitely a dying tradition since now you can keep up with everyone online. The leading people of your parents' families are probably dead now, so reunions are missing the common attraction. Now you have to wait for someone else to die to see everyone. My mom died. Our whole extended family fell apart. The aunts and uncles were suddenly no longer held together by her. My mom died quite unexpectedly, and some of the older networkers in the family died, mostly in their 80s and 90s, but the result has been the connections have faded. They were always on the phone to each other and information flew around, they called into people and organized stuff. Since those 3 or 4 key people died, things have drifted. One of my cousins and I decided we're going to make a deliberate effort to stop the drift and keep the connections alive. Physical media. Vinyl sales are still on the up, though. It helps that vinyl albums don't feel like you're buying a song so much as an actual product. You get the album, the cover is a fancy art piece unto itself, you typically get high-quality digital recordings you can download accompanying it, and the albums themselves typically have little goodies inside. This is exactly why I still buy vinyl. I'm buying a product that provides me with an experience. And I'm getting the digital version of the album to put it in my digital library. I want to help keep the presses pressing lol. Free parking. Even the smaller suburbs in their town center started charging for parking. A town center near me had parking garages with above 30% vacancy on their busy nights. They started charging for parking, and everyone went to a different town center. Arcades, but more specifically, arcade games. Now in arcades it's just rigged claw games which only drops a plush if you put enough money in, sad to see really. However, there is a rise in arcade bars featuring old cabinets, pinball, and newer options. Look at Tilt in Toronto as an example. They opened a Tilt arcade in my city in Ontario and we were all very excited, but it immediately turned into a hotbed for people getting their drinks drugged and lots of women coming forward saying they were targeted at the arcade. So the fun and novelty wore off very quickly. That's a pretty authentic 80s experience. Bees are dying at an alarming rate. Specifically the niche bees that don't live in hives and don't make honey. Honey bees are wiping them all out through competition. Soon the only bees we will have left will be honey bees. I always love seeing my bumblebees. I let most of my land go to be natural so I get a lot of different species of bugs, but bumblebees and furry bees are my favorite. We have lavender and salvia and the bees go crazy for it. I've also noticed more varieties of bees, and butterflies. I feel like people who say common sense haven't been paying attention to history much. There's a reason we have a lot of safety rules and advanced medicine. I slowly learned over time that most rules are usually put in place because someone did something stupid. Malls e-commerce has been going crazy and COVID I feel was the final nail in the coffin. I saw a shirt for $25 in the mall in a store and saw it for $13.99 on Amazon. It also took a day to have it shipped to me. Interesting. I feel like the malls around me are massive and killing it. My local mall has been getting rented for like 2 years now. It really just depends on your area. The outdoor shopping plazas do really well in my area, and the outlet malls do really well. But I went to a mall a few days ago, one of your classic JCPenney, Target, Macy's on each corner, Hot Topic and other stores in the center, and it was just dead. Not good at all and really weird feeling. Traditional cable TV. Facebook only pages posting memes and videos. Almost no real person still posts what they are up to. There was a recent survey that showed a lot of young people have stopped using Facebook. Yeah, it's kinda bothersome cause I'm considered by my school as a third year but retaking some lower classes, and it asked my classmates if they have a Facebook group for assignments and shit and they all said it's for old people. Yeah, they use Groupm or WhatsApp for that now, also Discord apparently. Discord and Groupm are more popular than WhatsApp in the States. Discord became real common during the past year and a half, more control than WAP offers. I've been using Discord as my main thing since 2016, but it's really still just a very small amount of people I know that use it.